the Public Works Committee meeting. One item, which is retired officers in the film industry, and where do we go as a city in that area. This is a special meeting. In the opening comment, that the entertainment industry is the backbone of this city, and whatever we can do to preserve it and keep it, we must do. Please. Welcome, Assistant Chief James McDonald.
And we're saying one thing one time, we're saying something else another time. That's 100% true. Said we have worked together to arrive at a solution that I believe is fair to all parties involved. Wear a uniform is designated by the Chief of Police that is not identical to the LAPD, the LA Sheriff's Department, or the California Highway Patrol. The uniform will be an authoritative public safety uniform, and they'll also wear a high visibility vest. The plain black pants. These are motor breeches and would be designed and fitted to the individual officer. This shirt is one that we kicked around and looked at, a patch and a shirt that we felt was a police-looking shirt. However, the feedback we got was, what we were trying to find is something that was not similar, LAPD, LA Sheriff's, or Highway Patrol. We came up with this, got some pretty solid feedback from people that they did not like this.
A lot of people who had spoken to me said, hey, Bill, it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Was the general attitude. And part of that was that wearing a LAPD uniform gave a retiree a sense of awareness and importance and ability to get his job done. Mm-hmm. Your reason against wearing an LAPD uniform was what?
Primarily that the officers are retired.
For instance, what can an off-duty officer do that's different from what a retiree does? Forget the uniform for a minute.
Okay. Separate from the uniform, the active duty officers, I think the benefit is that it's current training. They're qualified on the range.
What is the cap rate percentage you're talking about here?
The cap rate, I don't have the figures for the cap rate, but for, or maybe I do. For an officer's salary, it's almost double. I mean, when you talk about fringe benefits, admin costs, and there's like 3 different factors that go into it, but I might have it here to give you an example, but it's roughly double of the salary of the employee. That's what it costs the city. So if I have a unit with an officer and the officer's salary is a certain amount, you know, you can figure it's almost double that to actually have that officer.
Yeah.
To have it cost neutral.
And that's my concern.
So now I want to hear from you, and I'm going to rattle off a bunch of names. We're going to start with, and just line up behind each other. And if the drift of it all is the same, then you might just say ditto or something like that. But if it's something fresh and original that you'd think you must say, please then bring it into the record. Okay, Brett Papworth, Al Ruvalcaba, Anthony Alba.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm taking Anthony Alba's place. My name is Rob Meckler, Motion Picture Studio Grips. I'm uniquely qualified to speak on this matter, as I've filmed on the streets of LA for over 25 years. I've filmed around the world and around this country, and there's no finer fleet of motion picture cops than our retired LAPD cops. They always show up, spit and polish. They enforce the permits. They watch our back, and most important, they watch the backs of the citizens. Mr. Smith, Mr. Rosendahl, Mr. Alarcon, and especially Mr. Tom LaBonge, you gentlemen uniquely understand the issue. From what I've heard, I really believe you understand. Productions are leaving LA fast and furious. It's putting a lot of our citizens out of work, and a lot of money that could be coming to our city is going to New Mexico, New Orleans, New York, Detroit. Okay? Now, lost my train of thought. Ladies and gentlemen, I hang my hat on one thing. Do not fix it if it's not broken. And on another note, and on a final note, this uniform, commonsensically, it does not work. I think it's going to open up the city, and I think Mr. Alarcon can agree, to a lot of liability. Tell me, if you see somebody in a bus driver's uniform telling you to yield, are they going to yield? But if you see somebody in an LAPD motor cop uniform, you are going to yield. Now, my final point, these men served our city with respect and pride and risked their necks, in the most vulnerable position on the back of those motorbikes, I think they are uniquely qualified to wear that uniform. And not only that, they deserve to wear that uniform. And I don't see, in these tough economic times, why you would waste your valuable time and money to try to change something, to change something that works very well. For example, on any given day, let's say we're having a Nissan car commercial. We need 12 officers. More than likely, 10 are retired, 2 are active duty. But in the next parking lot over is a Honda commercial. They need 12 officers. Most are retired. Some are active. The active guys are learning the skills and the techniques honed by these officers over 25, 30 years. Guys, don't fix it if it's not broken. I'm speaking on behalf of the film industry, motion pictures, studio grips, Local 80. My name is Rob Meckler, and I thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Rob.